Hello and welcome in. Earlier this week, I reacted to Starfield's gameplay trailer. I've not seen anything about Starfield. It was seemingly, to me, the best place to start. However, a lot of you lovely people let me know that there is a Starfield Direct that's much more informative in terms of gameplay and stuff. So I will be watching that, reacting to that today. For those of you who don't know, welcome in. I, for whatever reason, have never played a Bethesda game. I don't know why. There's no good excuse or reason to that being the case. I play a lot of action-adventure RPG type games, so for all intents and purposes, Bethesda games fit right into that, and I somehow missed the boat. So Starfield would be my first Bethesda game. I'm super excited. I'm absolutely going to be playing it early access when it launches. So here we go. Here is my reaction to the Starfield Direct. Great music. Very reminiscent of sort of sci-fi space films. Okay.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us today and welcome to Bethesda Game Studios. You know, we've been so lucky over the decades to make the kind of games that we love here, and that's thanks to all of you. From the Elder Scrolls to Fallout, we love creating these worlds and playing in them just as much as you do. And throughout all that time, we'd often talk about and dream up the space game. What if we could take that feeling of being who you want to be and exploring a new world, but set it in space?
I mean, it does seem like the next
really
frontier.
Where you could go or what you could do. And that is Starfield. Obviously, we've come a long way since then with the games we've built, our technology, and all of us here in the studio. We've done so much together, but, well, we've never tried to make a game like this. Today, you'll get to hear from many on the team and see so much of what we think makes our game special. So let's jump in and take a look. Starfield is our first new universe in over 25 years.
Wow.
But it's still a Bethesda RPG through and through.
Gorgeous.
Where you step into a new world and you get that feeling of unlimited possibilities.
I
But
love
this
the
time,
HUD down
it's not
below,
just
like
one
the
world.
mini-map.
It's over 1,000 worlds. Because the choice
I actually
of
got
where to
goosebumps
go
a little bit
is not
then.
ours. It's yours.
Okay.
And it wasn't until now that we had the technology to create it. From the rocks at your feet, to the mountains in the distance, to the people and creatures that live in these worlds.
I mean, it does look so stunning.
That isn't just a backdrop. That moon is actually there orbiting the planet. Yes, you can visit it too.
Very cool.
We realistically simulate
Wow.
the galaxy around you.
I mean, you can feel the scale
Our
there.
next generation
Absolutely.
lighting model uses real-time global illumination to light the world based on the type of star and the makeup of the planet's atmosphere.
Wow.
We also have an all-new animation system. And of course, you can play it in third person, and you can play it in first person.
Great that they give you the option, for sure. Very immersive in first person.
We love exploration and rewarding it, but you do explore differently in this game given its scale. That usually involves exploring an area you've landed in. You can collect resources, do a mission,
Wow, that
and
sound.
maybe even stumble upon something unexpected.
Okay. Sorry, this is like peak random, but the thought came to my mind. You know how they were talking about they've had this vision for a really long time, but now is the time when what they had dreamed up and the technology kind of match what they want to achieve. It reminds me a lot of... I feel like I'm gonna get... Whatever. It reminds me a lot of James Cameron and Avatar. Apparently James Cameron had had the idea for Avatar for ages. It came to him like quite literally, I think, in a dream. But he just couldn't think about how to bring that world to life until what was it, 2010 was when the film came out. So whatever that time period was, he was like, I think he might have seen like Lord of the Rings or something. That might not be right, but he was like, oh my God, finally I can bring that world to life. Anyway, I saw the parallel. I just had to get it out of my brain. Let's carry on. Just rewind a little bit. Okay. I love the UI. Spacer Punk. Wow, that looks satisfying. Like, very fun. It seems like very fun combat so far. I just got done playing a game with not so fun combat, so I'm thrilled to be watching this because it looks like it would be a lot of fun. I don't yet understand why people are hostile.
And all of the items allowing you to pick everything up. And you can view all that in your data menu.
Hang on. Oh, Boom Cola. Boom Pop Cola. Oh, sorry. I didn't know if they were going to do like a cute little reference for the cola, but it doesn't look like it. Are there any other references here? None that I can tell. But I guess, like I said, I've never played a Bethesda game before. I obviously know of them, because duh. But if you guys see or spot or notice references that I'm missing, I would love to hear it. Please feel free to put those in the comments.
Allowing you to pick everything up, and you can view all that in your data menu. This
Very
is the
well
hub
designed.
for everything you're doing, from your skills to your ship, your missions, and your inventory. We love to pack a ton of detail in every object, from all of your weapons,
but still very clean.
to spacesuits, to
like the
food.
hard,
We
the
just
interface.
obsess
Wow.
over the details, and food. We obsess over food.
Wait, what was
To
that?
food. We just obsess over the
No, not that.
details, and food.
What is that? Trilobites. Yeah, so I guess they're small alien arthropods sauteed inside from whipped butter. Okay, I figured it was some kind of bug situation. Sorry. They obsess over food. I clearly obsess over food. We like it. It's well done. Again, whilst we'll pause, I'll just get out some of my thoughts really quickly. Beautiful game. I think that they've designed, like, the interface to me seems super clean. What I was kind of potentially most concerned about going into this is just the feeling of, like, it's just being overwhelmed. I think there's going to be so many options, so many ways to customize, so much potentially happening that it could feel like a lot to kind of take in. And so far it seems like they've done a really good job of making things accessible but also clean and easy to read, but obviously very detailed. So I'm thrilled so far.
Obsess over food. When you're done exploring, you can walk back or fast travel to your ship. We have companions and crew you can take with you.
Cute.
I left Vasco here back at my ship.
Welcome back, Captain
It looks a lot
Howard.
like how
And
the...
he can even say your name.
No,
Let's
maybe
head out.
not. I thought it looked a bit like one of the droids or robots in Interstellar, but I don't think so.
Our mission was to convey the wonder and majesty of space exploration, to evoke the romance of the golden age of early spaceflight. And we've been referring to this approach as NASA Punk. This means a design language where the tech is advanced, yet still looks grounded and relatable.
Okay.
For us, it's that contrast. That's where the visual interest is. Obviously, the NASA, which is the rigid, hard function over style, and then Punk, which is all about style.
Okay.
You can see that visual style coming through in your ship. Your ship is your home for you and your crew. And like
Awesome.
many of the spaces in our game, it has a slightly retro and analog touch. A bit of lo-fi rather than sci-fi, where everything is well used, worn, and lived in.
Alrighty. What's the plan, Captain?
Honestly, I feel like that's smarter when people...
This
Pausing for a second. I feel like that's a much smarter design language to have, like design philosophy to have for anything space related, because I think it's really hard. We know space travel is kind of... Well, I think whenever media tackles space travel, it's always set in the future, like just out of grasp, you know what I mean? And so I think if you try and make it look too futuristic, too other than, it's gets the feeling of being really dated really quickly. Whereas I think when you leave in the retro, like the analog touches, I think it has like a bit more of a timelessness to it, you know? So this seems smart to me. I mean, that feels like kind of what they'd done with in the Alien films, where Yeah, it was like not a. It was clearly futuristic because you're doing space travel and yet still very grounded. They were. What was their mission? They were coming back from like a mining mission or something. So it wasn't like they were your sort of elite, great ship, whatever. Whereas like when you look at Prometheus, the ship Prometheus was this whole big, fancy, souped up, whatever. And to me, Prometheus almost looks more dated than Alien does because they tried to be so out there, so in the future, so predictive, where I think it really more so reads of like, oh, this is just what we thought the future was going to look like in like the 2010 period. I think it came out 2014, something like that. Anyway, little ramble.
This is your star map. It starts with...
Captain?
This is your star map. It starts with the planet you're currently on. You can see all of its info and resources. You can choose a landing spot or fast travel to known locations.
Okay.
Backing out further, you can view all the planets in the system. Obviously, the
Jeez.
game is big.
Yeah.
And it's here you can see planets that have key locations,
How many
missions, or life
systems
on
are we
them,
looking at?
versus the
Like,
many planets that are
can we
barren
go look
but
at-
resource heavy. Zoom out even further to see all the systems in this part of the galaxy.
A lot.
Here, you can plot a course to ones that are light years away. This
Okay.
uses your ship's grav drive to fold space and jump to these systems. And you will need to upgrade your ship and skills if you want to jump to the most distant ones. But for now,
that's nice.
we'll plot a course to the Alpha Centauri
As a way to
system,
kind of like...
where we can find the city.
It's
of
open
New
world,
Atlantis.
but they're still going to kind of try and contain you in certain aspects. You know what the visual like interface kind of reminds me of? It reminds me a little bit of Death Stranding. I don't know if it's because of the font type or the way it's laid out, but they feel quite similar. Very
Welcome
cool
to
segment
UC
just then.
Space. Maintain your current course while we scan your ship's cargo. Scan complete. You are cleared for landing at New Atlantis.
I feel like they've captured the movement quite well. I don't know, just then how the HUD was moving and whatnot felt.
As soon as
Realistic?
you land in a city like New Atlantis, your eyes are guided
Yeah,
upwards
wow.
to just these boundless, vast buildings.
It's the biggest city we've ever made, not
Oh.
just in size, but also in the amount of custom art, crowds, and quests.
Jeez.
So the main focus when we're designing a city is obviously what supports the story. We try and tell as many small stories as possible.
This is a colony war memorial.
It's a few moments of gameplay that make the space feel like it's full of real characters that are going about their day-to-day lives.
It's paralyzing if you really stop and think about it.
Buddy, it's coffee.
It's also where your adventure with Constellation begins.
Constellation, yes. Yeah, alright.
Welcome to Constellation.
Yeah.
We have a lot to talk about.
By the time you meet them, Constellation is sort of seen as this mythical group. Most people don't even know they exist anymore. They're the last true explorers in the galaxy, and they're trying to find the answers to some of humanity's biggest questions.
The artifacts are so different, so alien, and I'm certain one of them reached out and spoke to you.
Okay, well this woman better not become like a villain. You can't have more
The artifact.
Brits being villain
if you could
tropes.
place it on the table here.
Oh my god. Look at how it's coming together. That means there's a set.
Or maybe she
built by an
should.
intelligence outside the settled systems.
It's definitely an eclectic cast of characters. You've got Sarah Morgan, the ex-soldier and adventurer, now Constellation's leader. Mateo, the theologian who believes that there's definitely something else out there.
I like that.
Noel, the gifted scientist and Sarah Morgan's protege. And Walter, a very successful businessman in the settled systems and Constellation's financier.
Anything goes as long as you have the money.
There's also Vlad, the ex-pirate, Sam Coe, the former space cowboy,
Wow,
and
literal
Barrett.
space cowboy.
You know what I hate about these pirates? Completely resistant to my otherwise irresistible charm.
Okay.
The journey you take with Constellation is just the first of many you'll embark on. The Settled Systems is home to all kinds of different stories, people, and adventures for you to uncover.
Beautiful. Less beautiful. Horrific.
The United Colonies is where you'll find New Atlantis, the first major human settlement in space.
Okay.
The people who live here value law, discipline, and the legacy of humanity. They consider themselves...
Okay, pausing here just because I might want to rewind and just look. The one thing I will say that I've noticed, smallest little things, well, I don't know. The environments look stunning, beautifully done, amazing, lighting, incredibly detailed, gorgeous, phenomenal, 15 bajillion out of 10. The human faces, I feel like there's a little bit of a disconnect between like how amazing like the design on these suits are, for example, but then there's something about the faces close up I'm like a little so-so on. Again, like just small little things I've noticed. I don't know if maybe I'm the only one that feels that way. It'd be interesting to hear your guys' thoughts. Let me just rewind and we can kind of take a look at it again. Yeah, I don't know. But granted, like, if that's the only thing that's like potentially like lacking in this game, that's a good thing. It's okay, you know.
Value law, discipline,
like looks
and
so the robot looks so good.
Humanity. They consider themselves the true children of Earth.
You ever think of joining up with the Vanguard? Help the United Colonies, even get your UC citizenship?
New Atlantis isn't
it's
the
just
only
a little bit of a
city within
disconnect,
the United
I think.
Colonies. The
For
city
me.
of Sidonia on Mars to this day serves as the largest mining facility for the United Colonies.
I was left without an Incident 11. Oh god. Yeah, there you go.
Beyond
you
the
knew they were
United
going to focus on it
Colonies' reach,
again.
You might find yourself in a much more wild and independent coalition of star systems.
Sorry.
This is Freestar Collective Space.
Oh, okay, proper like outlaw
The
post.
capital of the Freestar Collective is Aquila City.
The Stone Root Inn is an Aquila City fixture.
Wow.
A ranger relies on judgment and intuition to do what's best for the people.
Neon started out as a fishing platform, but is now
Oh,
known
shit.
throughout the Settled Systems as a pleasure city, where almost anything goes.
If you've got
Settled Systems as a pleasure city, where almost anything goes.
If you've got morality issues, this definitely isn't the job for you.
I think I was muted during that bit. I'm going to go back and just say what I'd said. Apologies for muting for a second. I was laughing, and what I was commenting on before is that it feels like if you're an RDR2 fan, it's like, hey, you like RDR2? You've got RDR2 in space. You a Cyberpunk fan? It's okay, you got Cyberpunk in space. So I'll just rewind a little bit.
Got the Settled Systems as a pleasure city,
Yeah.
where almost anything goes.
If you've got morality issues, this definitely isn't the job for you.
Very, okay.
Ryujin is hiring the best and brightest of today
Cyberpunk-esque.
for our future tomorrow.
Everyone has been chewed up and ground up by Neon. Try not to get yourself killed, all right?
Oh my
Up and
god.
ground up by Neon. Try not to
Damn.
get yourself killed, all right?
Jeez.
Outside the bounds of civilized space, there are still plenty of unclaimed systems to explore, but these areas are also home to the most hostile factions in the galaxy.
The great serpent hungers. All heathens shall be made dust in time.
Wow, super fun.
A new face. Is this the face of a brave runner here to challenge the Red Mile?
They think the galaxy is theirs. They are wrong. It belongs to the Crimson Fleet. It always has.
In Starfield, we're pushing our cities and settlements further than we ever have before. It's all there,
Wow.
waiting for you. A slice of humanity's future.
Gorgeous. So beautiful.
So, ready to get out there?
Throughout the galaxy, there are so many things to see and stories to experience. But the most important story is the one that you tell. I'm the type of person who spends hours in character creation, and I think people are going to be really excited when they see all of the improvements we've made.
One of the biggest overhauls was done through our character generation system. We scanned a wide range of faces from different age groups and ethnicities, and by mixing and matching all that data, we were able to create highly detailed and diverse characters.
We use that exact system to create all of the characters and NPCs you're going to see in the game. So any character you see almost always is a character you could make yourself.
Interesting.
Hey, come on. Okay,
I'm gonna spend hours in characterization, I know.
You were out cold. No physical damage. Mentally, the jury's still out. You know who you are? New recruit for Argos Extractors? Ring any bells? Any of this look familiar?
Tell us about you.
You start your character creation journey as though you're cycling through employee records. You'll pick from a lineup of 40 presets, and that'll be your starting point.
Okay. Again,
your journey
love
from there
the
can
UI.
be as detailed or as quick as you want it to be. This new system has more to offer than ever before.
It's also the simplest character generation system we've ever had. We let the player get as close as possible to make whatever they want. With the various facial morphs you can blend together, the dermesthetic and makeup, blemishes,
I think
scars,
the
piercings, teeth
scroller
settings.
for-
It's a lot, but I think it's the most fun to use.
Character creation is more than...
I think the scroller for this character customization stuff is, oh gosh. It's from like science, right? When you're trying to pair up genes, genetic code to one another. I think that's how it shows, it displays. Again, super small detail, but I think it's incredibly, assuming that I'm correct and that's what it is, incredibly smart and well done. It's such a simple visual. We all understand what a scroller bar looks like and where this could have very easily just been literally blank bar with a scroller and it would have served the purpose fine. To go a step further in the storytelling and the believability of like bringing this world to life, I think is phenomenal. I'm also recording this on the 24th of August, so this would have been after there was a whole to-do about the way that the start screen looked. I think it's just really funny to compare the sort of sentiment that was happening around the start screen being very like plain and other than, to something like this where it's like clearly so detailed, so something that could have been left so simple and it would have been fine if it was so simple, but by adding this one like touch to it, I think just one, visually looks more dynamic, two, continues to tell the story, three, like it actually just makes sense. Like you would be, to get these different features, you would be changing your genetic code. That might be a bit of a long ramble that maybe isn't worthwhile, but to me, I think it's a really special detail and I'm glad that they went through the effort of doing that.
The dermesthetic and makeup, blemishes, scars, piercings, teeth settings.
So cool.
It's a lot, but I think it's the most fun to use.
Character creation is more than just how you look. This is also where you start to decide who you want to be.
There you go.
That's where backgrounds come in.
Oh, cool.
Backgrounds give you a bit of backstory and start you out with 3 basic skills.
From chef to dusty. You know, the crew still has a betting pool
The patches
about
are
which
nice.
restaurant critic you must have crossed to wind up here.
What's
That's
great
funny.
about backgrounds is you never know when yours is going to come in handy. You could be in the middle of a fancy restaurant talking to some guy, and suddenly you learn he needs a beast hunter to help track down a monster.
Fine. I probably should stick to professionals anyway, given what happened the last time.
We're also giving you the option to customize your build even further by letting you pick up to 3 traits. Traits are completely optional, and they come with their own advantages and disadvantages. You could choose to meet your biggest fan.
By Vectera! Is it really you?
He'll join your crew, and he'll give you gifts if you're willing to put up with his constant commentary.
I can't believe I get to stand near you, breathing the same air. I've got to have every molecule.
See, okay, this is the only thing I mean. The facial animation, and again, I can't even imagine how difficult and complex this must be. I'm not a game dev. I could never be a game dev. I do not have the talent or skill set to be a game dev. That being said, though, the lip syncing and facial animation just then felt like a little bit off. And the only reason I bring it up is purely because everything else in the game so far is so stunning and incredible that it feels, because it's like constantly rubbing up against how real things look, it stands out even more. Whereas like, are these bad facial animations? No, of course not. They're like still good and well done. It's just the rest of the game, the bar is so high that even if it's like sizably below and it would be maybe closer to the bar in other games, it stands out. You know what I mean? Just a small comment.
My favorite trait is kid stuff. You have to pay some credits to support your parents, but they're very sweet and it's really fun to go visit them.
Honey, we got ourselves a visitor.
Oh my god!
I came across some hostile zealots in space, but because I had chosen a trait that made me the same religion as them, I was able to get by without any issues.
Interesting.
There's another great one that gives you a damage buff when your health is low, but mercenaries will randomly show up and try to kill you.
Damn. I was like, yes,
no matter
that
what
please.
you choose, there will be plenty of ways for you to tell your story. And if you want to remove a trait, there are ways to do that too.
What a view! It's a feast for the eyes. Off we go to another adventure.
We'll let you discover that on your own.
Okay. Savage. Brutal.
Once you've built the perfect character, that's when your journey can really begin. We took what we loved about skills and perks from our previous games and put them together to create an all-new skill system. Each time you level up, you get a skill point, which can be used to unlock or rank up skills.
Okay.
Ranks are unlocked by completing challenges associated with that skill.
Oh god, this is just gonna take over my life.
Challenges become increasingly difficult as you work your way to higher ranks.
That's a nice way to show the
With our
ranking.
5 different skill trees and 4 ranks per skill, there's a lot to choose from.
I like the xenosociology skill because it lets you mind control aliens.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Boost pack out of the gate. I'm boost packing everywhere.
Yeah. It does
I like
look
maxing
so
out my physical
good.
tree so I can get neuro strikes and just punch my way through combat. That one's
amazing.
a lot of fun.
Invest in the skills that suit your playstyle.
I'm very much a stealth player. So, I'm out there pickpocketing everyone.
God bless you.
My favorite part about being stealthy
Couldn't have the patience.
is slowly creeping through vents like you're in a movie and then jumping out and springing on people.
That's cool. She said
Whenever
vents, I
possible,
thought
like
alien
to talk my way through
isolation.
situations.
This area's off limits. Fine, I'll issue you an access card.
I'm more of a run and gun player. I like doing the death from above thing where I boost pack over guys and I throw landmines at them.
I mean, incredible. It looks so fun. And the freedom to play how you please. Amazing.
I like blowing stuff up.
Valid, I get it, dude. That is gonna be fun.
Exploration is a key aspect of all our games. In Starfield, there are full star systems with new life, resources, and adventures. Our team worked hard to strike a balance between fun and realism. We studied data from NASA and a multitude of other sources to help us make the world feel believable.
I love that.
From the way we approached planetary atmospheres to the way we placed biomes based on the planet's distance from the sun. Once we had created a grounded world, we could start looking at all the things that make that world fun. When you leave a planet and head into space, you'll be navigating asteroid fields, having chance meetings with
So you
interesting
actually do
strangers,
drive the spaceship.
fighting in space, and exploring derelict
Like-
ships.
Beyond just saying, hey, go here, go here. You'll have segments where you're actually...
It's all out there. Ultimately, It's about rewarding your curiosity, because whether it's on the surface of a planet, the alleys of a city, or the vastness of space, you never know what you'll find.
Super cool.
Space exploration is possible thanks to your ship. Your ship is almost like having another character or home you can make all your own. I think you'll be blown away by the amount of stuff you can do.
Wow.
You can buy a ship.
I'm sure you can find something you like.
Customize and upgrade that ship. And hire a crew to keep it up and running. And it all starts in spaceports. Every spaceport has a ship technician where you can purchase, sell, and modify ships.
Anything I can help you with?
Maybe you start off with a speedy fighter that's perfect for bounty hunting. Then you might round out your ship roster with a hulking space freighter to run cargo missions,
so you can have multiple
or even
kinds
do
of
a little
ships.
smuggling. For now, though, we're going to take our starting ship, the Frontier, and make some changes. You can customize and upgrade everything you see here, and you have 2 ways to do that. You can quickly upgrade individual systems like your weapons or shields, or you can deep dive and enter the shipbuilder mode. Here you can change anything from the systems to the look and layout.
I'm glad that there's
Adding
a
a new
simple
habitat
mode
module can
and
give you
something
more
that's a bit
room
more
for crew.
involved if you want to properly dive
Adding
into it. You
Talon
can.
can change your ship's overall silhouette. An improved grav drive allows for longer distance space jumps. You can even fully customize your paint job to get the exact look you want.
Oh god,
The
you're
parts
just
you
gonna
choose
spend
to build
hours.
with don't just affect your ship's stats. They'll also affect what you can do inside your ship.
Okay.
You can have modules for crafting or for storing and displaying your weapons.
Okay.
Starfield's in-game ship manufacturers bring their own look and feel to every piece of your ship. From living quarters to cargo holds, mess halls, and control rooms.
Okay. I guess is that implying then that there are certain
Our
like
modified
designers?
Frontier is a practical ship, but with a
And you
little
can tell the look and
creativity,
feel based on the
your ship
designer?
can look like almost anything you want.
It's a bit odd, but one of my favorite ways of customizing ships is I make them look like animals.
Okay.
The HMS Platypus, as I called it.
It really does look
where
like
it
a
had
platypus.
like a giant tail to it. And we've done spiders, we've done mechs.
Okay.
So it's really whatever your imagination is.
Wow, I mean, how
And
does
while
that
you
fly?
can build your home among the stars the way you want to, you're probably not the only person who will call your ship home.
Like your crew.
Ready to lift off when you are, Captain.
Engines ready.
The Frontier is fueled and ready, Captain.
Some of the members of Constellation can join you on your journey. These companions can serve on your crew, and they'll always be there when you travel.
We'll be traveling together until we either find an artifact or this lead runs dry.
Each companion comes with their own valuable skills for your
Everyone's
ships
gonna
and
bring
outposts,
Sam and Barrett on.
as
I mean,
well
surely.
as unique quest lines. Eventually, some friendships might blossom into romance.
I don't know that I've ever really loved anyone except you.
And if you're looking for a little extra help on your ship, you can always hire additional crew at spaceports.
Got any room on your ship for someone like me?
You'll also meet potential crew members out in the world.
Great.
Still think there might be a spot for me on your ship? I gotta get off this rock.
Assign crew to your ship or outposts, and their unique skills will affect how they run. And just like companions, most crew members can lend a hand in the field. Take Bosco, for instance.
He's designed around the core basics of a NASA machine.
Please avoid getting shot. You might die.
I still wanted to give it almost a humanoid personality, so I elongated the limbs. This tends to make him feel more human-like and give him a little personality.
It is a shame exploration requires so much bloodshed.
Using the shipbuilding tools and crew selection features in Starfield, you'll be able to build and captain the ship of your dreams. And now, let's take to the sky.
We're putting you in the cockpit of your very own spaceship and telling you that you can do pretty much anything. And that is really cool for us as developers.
It's so sweet.
Spaceflight should be exciting and dangerous. And you should feel like you're in complete control every step of the way. We've extended that sense of control to ship combat.
Before we get into this, again, sorry, it's such a stupid reference. Or like a very niche reference. I don't know how many of you are listening have ever been to Epcot at Disney World. 2, if you've ridden the ride Mission Space. But in that ride, it's like it's like a simulator, like flight simulator type stuff. So you have like the sort of cockpit and whatnot, and you basically get to role play like being in a ship and like pushing the buttons, whatever. I don't know why, but watching that segment just then where you're in the cockpit with all the buttons, I was like, it's like living that for real, for even more real than actually being in the place and in the ride and clicking the button. Anyway, if you get what I'm saying, please let me know. If you don't, just like disregard that.
It's not. We've extended that sense of control to ship combat. It's not about just hitting your triggers to fire your weapons.
Okay.
It's a complex dance between your piloting skills and our power allocation system.
Great. Probably what I'm going to be the worst
power
at.
To your engines will make your ship faster. Powering up the grav drives will shorten the amount of time it takes before you can make a jump.
Beautifully
and
done.
Moving your power to your weapons and shields means you're ready for a fight. You should always be on your toes because you're not alone out there.
I wonder about how they came up with the name Starfield. It's so simple. I mean, I guess what else could you possibly...
Unlocking the targeting
How
control
else could you
system
possibly
skill
name it?
will allow you to zero in on specific subsystems of the ship you target.
I also wonder if like the ship combat is going to be something
After
that's...
destroying an enemy ship, you can loot the remains from your cockpit. You can always turn any ship that engages you into
obligatory, or if you can kind of pick and choose, like, oh, I really love doing this, let me do more of it, or like, oh, this isn't really for me, I don't want to do it as much.
Approach by docking with the enemy vessel and boarding their ship.
Incredible.
Once you've taken control of an enemy ship, it's yours. Add it to your fleet and retrieve it at any spaceport.
Damn. Wow, okay.
But
it's a definite benefit to doing that.
Way more than fighting for your life. Just like when you're planetside, there are plenty of sights to see and stops to make on the way to your next adventure. Like these massive star yards. Walk the halls, talk to the crew, maybe get talked into buying a whole new ship.
A civilian in my star yard. Let's see about getting you a proper ship, one worthy of you.
Amazing.
Maybe you'll dock with a gigantic battleship,
right?
like the
So
UC
cool.
Vigilance.
I'm pretty sure he was a Maori,
with
right?
the galaxy's wealthy elite on a cruise ship fit for the stars.
Okay, beautiful.
There are plenty of personal encounters to be had as well. You can hail any ship you come across to trade, swap info, or maybe even commit an act of piracy.
Let's do this. When I'm playing, I generally go crazy. I definitely go like the more piracy routes.
Love it.
I want to take over ships. I'm gonna board ships. I'm like, this is now mine.
She's so
steal all the
unhinged in the
sandwiches
best way.
And put them, in my cargo hold that I have specifically for sandwiches. I don't want to play the hero, but I want to go out and just start taking things from people as quickly as possible.
I love her.
Some strangers might be looking for a little human connection in the darkness of space.
Hello, stranger. I just finished cooking up some food. If you want to come on over, just pop on by.
Some of the best moments are the ones you discover on your own. The thing I love most about Starfield is that it is a Bethesda game through and through. It's really about going to strange new places, meeting interesting people, and getting sidetracked on zany adventures. Then, realizing 2 hours later that you're involved in a completely new story.
You're human. We thought we were the only ones to leave Earth.
That DNA is so present here. It's in our random encounters, it's in our handcrafted quests, and it feels so cool to play it and just make your own path in this universe. There are over 1,000 planets out there, just waiting for you to visit. We want you to feel like explorers, breaking ground on new planets, exploring every inch of a mostly untouched galaxy. We want you to feel hopeful. We want you to feel this sense of awe and wonder, and sometimes
Incredible.
a little fear.
So cool.
We're giving you a massive playground and a ton of toys, and just setting you free.
Hey everybody, we've shown you so much stuff, but we thought we'd just take a little break and show you something a little bit different. You know, we put so much detail into our game worlds, and we love the opportunity to bring that into the real world with our collector's editions. And for this game, we've done a watch. It is the Constellation Explorer's Watch. This is the watch that you actually get in the game that acts as part of your HUD, where it's the compass and then environmental information. It connects to your phone to give you notifications and other information. And we've also designed this really cool case that it comes with.
It is cool.
Yeah, we really took as much care and designed this case as we did the watch. Our
Yeah,
attention to detail
super
in the
cool.
game totally translates to this. Inspired by the cases that the astronauts used during the Apollo era to bring back samples from the moon. It's got an intricate locking mechanism, authentic,
Wow,
heavy,
nice.
comes with a Constellation patch, NATO strap, and the overall functionality and believability of this as
I
something
mean, not my
that
vibe.
would
I
exist
wouldn't wear
in
it,
the
but
world, in the
it's
Starfield
well
universe.
done.
Oh, and hey, take this. You'll find it very useful out there, and it even tells the time.
We actually have something else. Now that we're part of Xbox, we get to work with the amazing people on the Xbox hardware team, and together we have created this custom limited
That looks
edition
really cool.
Starfield controller. It's awesome. It is
Yeah,
now
that's really
our
nice.
favorite controller.
We love this because it's inspired by the actual controls of your spaceship.
Yeah, that looks
Not
really,
only
really
that,
nice.
we've created the first ever custom headset with Xbox, and this is a perfect pairing with that controller.
I don't have an Xbox, but if I did, I would definitely want that controller. Though I guess I don't need an Xbox to get the controller. Give me the price, Todd. How much is it? It's probably sold out by now anyway.
In every one of our games, we always put so much care into all those little details
Yeah,
that breathe
it's
life into
useful.
our worlds. But Starfield isn't just a Bethesda Game Studios world, it's a Bethesda Game Studios galaxy. So why go this big with Starfield? Because we
You
want
have
to give
to.
you freedom on a galactic level.
Yeah, who wants to play an open world
Freedom to
space game
experience
where you
both
don't?
the exciting planets and the quiet ones. Scanning a planet before you land is a great way to get a sneak peek at the available resources you can use for crafting, building, and customizing.
Super well done.
I think what's cool about this whole system that we generate the planet itself as a procedural content, but the handcrafted content itself comes as the player explore. Our system builds a planet as the player approaches it. We stitch together a block of terrain. After that, we have the system that adds interesting locations for the player to explore, creatures to encounter. ore and plants to pick up. It allows us to add that touch of environmental storytelling that Bethesda is known for.
Aggressive creatures have been disrupting our experiments. Their habitat isn't far from here. If you could take care of them for us, we would be in your debt.
So even if your friends were to visit the same planet that you had, you would have a different story to tell.
Oh, interesting. It just sunk in what he said. Okay. I don't know why that surprised me. It's obviously what was about to happen, but I just... Yeah, okay. It does look so clean. Yes.
It's completely up to you how you want to interact with each planet. Whether you want to explore and see what you can find, harvest resources and be on your way.
Yeah, cool.
Or simply take in the views.
Absolutely, yeah.
With the help of your scanner, you'll chart the uncharted and discover exotic wildlife.
If you have the skills, you can even figure out that certain creatures and plants, you can build an outpost and produce resources from those plants and animals. You can get experience and rewards for fully surveying planets and fully surveying a whole system.
When we were concepting these creatures, we really wanted to think of them as natural to the environment. We didn't want alien monsters. We wanted native wildlife.
Good.
Something you've never seen before.
Yep, definitely not seen that.
When it comes to our exteriors, when the sun moves, all that light is calculated in real time.
I mean, which
through
is
the
incredible.
atmosphere. Our biggest goal for lighting with Starfield was to make the game feel more filmic, to use lighting and color
And I think they've
to really
achieved
make
that,
it feel
clearly.
more cinematic.
Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, stunning. You don't... I could say that 6 ways to Sunday. It's clearly very beautiful. Wow.
After some exploring, you can find a spot to set up a base camp.
Oh, cute. Okay.
Outposts can be built almost anywhere on any planet. And the habitat modules come in all shapes and sizes,
Okay, never
filling
mind.
all different purposes. You can even live in them. Assign crew and companions to work at your outposts for added bonuses, and set up extractors to harvest resources while you're away.
Wow, okay.
Something cool we have this time is we have a new fly cam where you can toggle between on-foot building, or you can now use a top-down isometric camera, which helps plan out larger parts of the outpost and placing those larger halves. So that way you can really plan your structures and what the overall feel of your outpost is. And then when you're on your feet, you can really decorate and fine-tune things much easier.
It's just huge. I mean, I knew it was going to be that way, but just to hear all about it, it's almost too much. I mean, it's not, but it almost feels like it. I hope to God, please, guys, I'm so excited for this. Please let the game be as amazing as we all think and feel it is, because it looks so good. So good.
Add crafting and research stations in your outpost to utilize any resources you find or already have.
Mod your weapons to adapt them to your playstyle. Different weapon sights and scopes, larger magazines, a selection of grips and barrels, different ammunition like explosive rounds. All you stealth players out there will surely need a suppressor.
Love that. Yep. Oh, it's cool to call out
You can also choose to
hidden.
go hands-on with melee weapons.
I mean, brutal.
I think it's always a delicate balance between like what's realistic, what's sim, and what's Hollywood. And I think we sort of err on the side of like what's fun for the player.
Good. I mean, honestly, as it should be.
With Starfield,
And it
we
looks
completely
fun.
overhauled our combat. It's
It's more dynamic, the animation is
Whoa.
more fluid.
Very cool.
It just feels great.
It looks like it would feel great.
We probably have more mods and more weapons in this game than I want to say any other game we've done before. There's a lot of variety.
I mean, and they look
Upgraded gear
phenomenal.
is just one of the many factors to pay attention to when engaging in combat. You may need to switch things up based on your environment.
So good.
Gravity is different for each planet, and boost packs are excellent for getting around.
Interesting
and
to know.
for giving you an edge in combat.
Which makes sense. You would hope it would be that way, but I'm not a scientist. Or a game
Sometimes
dev.
you'll even feel like you're flying.
I can't wait.
Zero gravity environments pose a different challenge. Firing a ballistic weapon in zero G will actually push you backwards. Energy weapons, on the
Clever.
other hand, offer a more stable shooting experience.
Very
We also
clever.
have mag weapons. These are high-powered electromagnetic induction ballistic arrays. Each barrel has its own targeting laser and can dish out some serious damage.
Okay. Wow.
Whether you want to get up close and personal with your own two fists, or you like more compact weapons like pistols and submachine guns, or maybe you prefer something bigger.
They're just not having fun talking about it, you know what I mean? He's having fun talking about this.
Starfield's got you covered.
And they all seem to have a lot of fun talking about it. I feel very good. I feel very hopeful. Please don't let me down. 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 Please don't make me look like a moron on the internet more than I do that to myself anyway. I mean, it is such good fun, isn't it? And this is way better to watch than the gameplay trailer. I was like, it was like maybe 30 seconds of gameplay. You're just like, okay. But now I have a really clear sense of what the gameplay loop is like, what you can expect from the game. Wow. It seems very fluid moving. The ragdoll, not the zero grav ragdoll. What?
Thanks again for being with us today. We are just so grateful that you've
What a
taken the
note
time
to end it
and
on.
spent it here. I know there was probably a lot to take in. There's a lot
Yeah.
to the game, even more than we could show here.
Yep.
You know, as we play it, we're always sharing these unique and special moments that only a game like this can bring. When I think about what makes it special, it really is the people here. This game is a reflection of the incredible and passionate team that made it. All of them putting something special of themselves into it. So let's hear some of their
Almost makes
favorite
you a bit
moments.
teary.
I love the way that our final combination of all the new tech has come together to create
Gorgeous.
some of the most beautiful sunsets
Gorgeous,
and
gorgeous.
sunrises we've ever had in any of our games.
I love the creatures, the exploration, every biome is different. The word that comes to mind is vast.
I like to use our photo mode to take rock star photos.
Cool.
I just love that constant feel of discovery and wow, I can't believe that there's more here.
I'm most excited about our outpost building systems.
My favorite part is every time you step out on a planet, it's a unique experience.
You spend all this time building your ship, and you see it on the landing pad. These things are gigantic. It's the kind of thing that you just can't get anywhere else.
There's something about seeing a tower over in the distance and going, I know the gravity's low here. I think I can make that jump.
My favorite part is biomes, spaceships,
audio design,
planets.
The day-night cycle, those details matter to me. Diplomacy, exploration, freedom,
the ending.
Beskar, obviously.
I love the robot so much.
The incredible amount of worlds we created.
So it looks
Sniper
like
rifles, come on,
Vasco.
lever action, rocket
Yeah,
launcher,
he's not
brain
customizable.
sprout.
That is a character design.
I love, but some people might find creepy. I don't know. I know it's right, Ben.
What a
The
cutie!
thing that I enjoy most about the game is the freedom to be who you want to be, do what you want to do.
Amazing.
It's what you've come to expect from a Bethesda title, but on a much bigger scale.
Yeah, I mean, good grief.
On behalf of all of us, we can't wait for you to play Starfield and make your own special moments.
Incredible.
You are go
Really good logo reveal as well. I love that animation they do for each time. Okay. That was a lot. That was a lot to be able to react to in a really good way. And I feel like there's not too much left to be said that I have not yet said because I was able to pause the video and kind of give my thoughts as it was going. First thing to reiterate is that I'm so incredibly excited for this to be my first Bethesda game. I think it's again, I don't really know why I didn't play one before. It just felt, I think it was just like the timing never worked out. I was busy with something else. I don't know. I don't really have a good excuse for it. I'm glad this is going to be my first one. It looks phenomenal. The attention to detail is there. I really do believe that this is something that I know there's kind of some debate about 25 years in the making. What does that really mean? I do really believe that this is an idea and something they've wanted to bring to life for the past 25 years. And now they have the means and the ability to bring that vision to life, and it seems to me like they really want to do right by it, and it looks phenomenal. It looks incredible. I'm ridiculously excited. Thank you so much for being with me, guys. Thank you so much for watching along. What are you most excited for? What is something that you saw in this direct that's got you wanting to know more about it? Is there anything you're concerned about from what you've seen, regardless of bugness, whatever? I would love to hear thoughts and feelings. And also, as I'm sure has hopefully been made clear by this point, I absolutely will be playing this. I will be playing this early access, so you'll start seeing content for that on this channel as soon as, I guess, September 1st or 2nd, depending on how quickly I can get a video up. So if you enjoyed this, it would mean the world to me if you could sub to the channel so that you'll see that. I also stream live on Twitch at It's Java Chip, so if you want to be there live for my Starfield journey, please, I would love to have you guys join in. I love hanging out and talking with chat. I love engaging with you guys there, so yeah, join me there. Okay, thanks guys.